New Awakenings by Donna Angel. New Awakenings dedicated to Leah, Travis, Zane, and Ethan. Take nothing in here as truth. Walk your own path and find your own truth. Use this as one person's experience. Awakening. What is it? Know God and yourself in infinity. If you reach this state while living, you have awakened. Now you can become. What will you become? What is for your best selves? Who are you? Who am I? Start here. God is. When you know Him, you will giggle. You can become like the laughing Buddha. Awakening. What is it? Now is imagination with action. My master's message to me when he signed his book was, if happiness be in your destiny, you need not be in a hurry. I did not understand that quote quite the same way as I learned of it 20 years after the fact. He knew my destiny would be happy, calm, easy, after storms. Face your demons, let go, breathe out. Day 2, the time of the crone. I looked into the mirror today. There were folds over my eyes, frown wrinkles on my mouth, smile lines at my temple, and gray hair upon my head. Somewhere along the way I got old. This is my first time thinking about crone years. I have a cup of coffee and pull my hair back. The crone has slipped away. Sunday, 11:11 a.m., 3/11/2012. Waiting on the Lord. He must be waiting on me as well, to change direction, to repent, to turn. The tiger and the dragon. Who are they? In our schools, our students would wear tiger and dragon patches on the sleeves of their uniforms. In the show Kung Fu from the 70s, the hero had to grab a hot urn with the tiger on one side and the dragon on the other. After he walked several feet with his burning urn, a tattoo formed through the scars gained from the burns. Thankfully, we just had patches. We learned of the tiger, dragon, leopard, snake, and crane. The tiger and the dragon. If you look at your body structure, you will see which animal suits you best. We learned many other animals, including one drunken monkey. You will favor a style based upon your shape. You will learn them all, however. Why do I picture the tiger and the dragon together in the yin-yang? Tiger is inside, dragon is outside. Tiger is strong, dragon is supple. One of the tiger's strengths is his claw. One of the dragon's strengths is his whip. Their speed is unquestionable. Focus. The dragon brings an eye. Awakening. What is awakening? We can now certainly see ourselves, but awakening becomes seeing ourselves as God sees us. Seeing Him, our eye is focused. Find no time. I have heard of two energies. These must be our yin and our yang. Without time, yin-yang will be meaningless. Find no time. When you seek the core, you find the yin and the yang. The core is deeper still. Integrate yourselves. Become one. Balance. My days. Long, lazy days where time passes slowly. Each day spent one after the other, closed inside, waiting for the sunshine to melt the cold in bright rays. Time. I get tired, bone-weary tired. Time to sleep. Life becomes steady and smooth. Time becomes slow. Time to rest. The Sabbath. I'm writing this. Today is also St. Patrick's Day. Wear green or the leprechaun pinches you. How do we observe the Sabbath? I do something different Saturday. I try not to work, like this. But then is this work? Or is this an extension of my mind? As my fingers tap to the time of the song playing, is working making that picture above? What is working? The Sabbath. What is Sabbath? Don't go outside. Okay. Don't light a fire. This is where the trouble starts. Make preparations the previous day. Are electronics alight? Chance. Chance is a horse we knew in Arizona. He lived with us for a while. He would hip check me when I delivered his hay. Life is ironic. My ex-husband wrote a book. It was like when my sister showed up in Louisiana with brown hair and I showed up with blonde. The last time anyone had seen us, we were opposite. My ex-husband and I are connected still, it seems. I'm glad I got my book out before I saw his. Anyway, strange day. Checking out. Cycles. Cher sings in the background. Baby, it's all or nothing. You go, girl. I chose myself. What does that mean? I found two people. I am currently trying to integrate them. Am I supposed to integrate them? I would think one me is better than two me's, one black, the other white. Will we stop the circle? Will we be off the cycle? As one, can we be free? Does the pain stop when my wings are let loose? I know there are two. I've seen them. That means there are at least three. Who saw the other two? Adam and Eve. Adam was busy naming all of God's creatures. He noticed there were none like him. God made Eve. How did Adam know right away that Eve was for him? She was the yin to his yang. They fit together just as his rib had joined his body. Her voice, it resonated with his. Harmonic resonance. Epiphany Day. January 6th is Epiphany Day in parts of the world. This is my own version. I haven't looked up the official version yet. Imagine has its own category. Seriously. We're going to open up and turn the lights on for both sides of your brain together. This is not photoshopped. This is a photograph. Epiphany Day, January 6th, annually. This is all true. Fact is far more fascinating than fiction, I promise you. Epiphany Day. This is the day the wise men met Jesus. This is the day to imagine. Imagine you meet Jesus. He is standing right in front of you. You are expecting him. You have been following his star. You can hear the angels singing. You have read all the prophecies. Imagine Jesus. You meet Jesus. You stand in front of him. You know that he is completely man and completely God. You can hear the angels sing. Love, all love. Imagine. Epiphany Day. Stand face to face with God. He already knows who you are. Who are you? Who do you see when you look in the mirror? Now stand further away. Who do you see? Epiphany Day. The clarion call. It gives you a headache. Imagine standing under the bell at the Olympics. It's rung for the world to hear. That is like the clarion call. Keep a bottle of aspirin around. The Dragon Lady. The Dragon Lady is kind of like Columbo. He always kept returning until the job was finished. The Dragon Lady always circles back. She is the one with the children, old ones, and those who are disabled. The Dragon Lady's life. She was born of a man from Louisiana and a mother who was born in Boston. These two married even though the sailor from Louisiana climbed out of the bathroom window of a bar to get away from the redhead from Boston on their very first date. On their wedding day, he lost clumps and clumps of hair. She always had a terrible rash on her legs. The dragon awakened more. She had wings. She had climbed her own mountain. She owned herself. Meet yourself before you meet your master. God and you. Do not test God. Test yourself. He'll give you help anytime. Faith. Faith is acting as if. Faith. Increase. I Ching told me to increase, sort of. Everything like the I Ching comes with a monkey's paw. I am at the point of the dragon and the monkey. The monkey snatches peach from dragon's tooth. I am a dragon who is moving from more of a turtle. I've been considering the similarities between the two. I would think that the dragon's armor is stronger than a turtle's shell. Holographic universe. I get it now. We do live in a holographic universe. Most importantly to say now is that we are not a contained body. We open to the universe completely, just as light shining off the CD as you hold it in your hand. Imagine that CD permeating our existence. That CD becomes our existence without the plastic. The CD becomes layers which carry on through to infinity in every direction. We don't need the plastic. We can use light energy. Being is the only thing to be here. Doing is the only thing to do now. Being and doing. Balance. To find balance is to find peace. There is a quiet. Both sides of you decide to share in the moment at the same time. Peace. Harmony with two energies within. Balance. Earth angels. Some of us will become earth angels. Some of us will get upgraded bodies. We are to become higher than angels. I think we are specially here to help Earth and her children in these last days. Hopefully things become clearer and clearer. Right now I am the lotus still in the mud. Those who choose Satan's path remain human as they are now. Breathing. We are standing. We are represented as bottom half yang, top half yin. In through yang, up and out through yin. Spiral switch at chi area, center. Awakening to the cosmos. I finally achieved what I have been trying to achieve for over 30 years. 37 to be exact. I reached oneness with the cosmos. I was embraced and shared intimacy. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I have been meditating for 37 years. When I was 18, I was hypnotized and was traumatized during the session. As a result, I became blinded to my inner sight or my mind's eye. All I could see for all those years was black, At the very best, I saw shades of gray, nothing more. Recently, I came in contact with a man who works with blocked energy through using water for his medium. All I can say is that this man worked nothing short of miracles on my body and in my mind. I immediately felt the effects of his work and began to meditate stronger and more clearly. He was able to clear up the blocks in my mind from the hypnotist. He also noticed that my heart let in, but was very heavy, suffocating, and would not flow outwards. I knew this to be true from experience. After all of this, I brought up a problem I had been suffering from since I was 39 years old. I have been diagnosed as having bipolar disorder. Bipolar is when your emotions and moods can go from very depressed and low to very manic and high. After suffering for so many years and watching my family suffer along with me, I was desperate for him to try and help me with it. He said he could cure it. I was skeptical but more than willing to try anything, literally. First, he worked on me himself. He said he found 2 energies. I told him I had learned that in meditation but didn't know what it meant. Afterwards, I looked it up. On the following pages is an article which I found to explain exactly what was happening to me. Then he told me to work on myself in what he calls the ethers. He explains this place as the place where all of our energy meets, and he allows you to connect with him. If he doesn't allow you to, he said you will not like the feeling you get if you try. His site is moderndaymystic.com. Yes, I too thought the name was ironic considering my first book, but I chalked it up to another proof of cosmic consciousness that we all pull from. This is the article. Some of the thoughts in this article I may or may not agree with. I'm just reading to give you an idea of the flow. 2 energies, 1 body, balancing your male-female sides. What is the big mystery of the male and female sides of the body? Why do we need to be aware of this? The body is energetically divided into 2 parts, the right and the left, male and female dominated sides. This is not a new concept. It has an origin in Eastern philosophies like Buddhism, yoga, and you can even find ancient writings that the Mayan civilization was aware of the power of maintaining balance between these 2 opposite energies. The Buddha taught it quite clearly. Each human being has a right and left hemisphere in the brain, which we classify as male and female, the right being female, the left being male. The left or male sides is in charge of the right side of the body, and the right brain or female side is in charge of the left side of the body. The Maya place themselves and their environment into categories that allow them to order and manipulate their world. They frequently categorized using the basic complementary pairing of male-female and right-left. In yoga, male energy, the sun, is referred to as Shiva and is in the form of the universe, and is the form of the universe. Male energy is the domain of the right side of the body, whereas female energy, the moon, is referred to as Shakti and is the force of the universe. The female energy is the domain of the left side of the body. The significant importance is that as one person, we need to be in constant balance to be able to achieve the best of our world, mental, physical, and emotional. Both sides, male and female, have to attain a harmonious whole. The male side is usually connected to our rationality, logic, linear thinking, and understanding. The female side is connected to feelings, nurturing, caring, compassion, love, and all the emotional qualities. Each of us has sides, the emotional and the mental capacity. Very few people develop both equally. Therefore, their cart often topples, Emotionalism is just as much a danger as thinking without being in touch with one's feelings. That too can go very much astray. A person who goes too far on the side of rational thinking has to learn to balance with feelings, the female side. Anyone who thinks to the extent where the experience of feelings is hardly known has to practice much mindfulness of feelings. On the other hand, the female side is often emotionalism. This means we are carried away by our emotions and consequently our thinking is impaired. The quality of logical thinking, of delving into a thought process and being able to analyze, is not possible when the emotions are at the forefront. During yoga practice, the goal is to observe and understand the dance between Shiva and Shakti. In this dance, Shiva and Shakti flow in balance with each other, are bringing balance to the physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of the yogi. When we experience blockages or imbalances within our male-female essence or energy, the results can be disastrous and harmful to our physical body as well as our mental body. For example, there is a belief that manic depression is common and occurs when the right and left energies are uncontrolled or out of balance. When a person is stuck on the right, the male manic side, then the body becomes wiry and thin and heart attacks become prevalent. When stuck on the left, the female depressive side, the person becomes lethargic and fat and easily depressed. The physical base of these energies is the perineum in the male and the vulva in the female. Their other control point is the left and right nostrils. Blocked nostrils and mucus can show a blockage of these energies. End of article. No, sorry. Not end of article. There can also be outward signs of imbalances. Notice to see if you are having issues with males or females in your life, and your body will begin to manifest these imbalances in the form of maladies. Issues with males may result in simple things like stubbing your toe in the right foot, hurting your right elbow. The same goes with the opposite side of the body. Issues with females manifest on the left side of your body. The balancing of male and female energies needs to be seen as connecting heart with mind. Energy and concentration have to balance. In yoga, the practice is to begin to allow the energy to realign itself with the body. Meditation is one of the most effective tools that can be used to connect and balance the male-female energies. Yoga is used to prepare the body for meditation, thus increasing the ability to have these energies find their space and begin to realign, to balance, to find harmony. Chakra balancing is an effective way in which to align those energies. Other very effective tools for connecting and balancing are Reiki, Watsu, and Pranayama work. It is interesting that this knowledge has been with us through many centuries and was commonplace then to detect bodily, mental, and spatial ills should be so foreign and mysterious to us in this so-called advanced civilization. I believe that more and more as we enter into the age of Inspirato, we will begin to learn how to listen and connect with our own energy. Only then will we begin to feel the balance and healing that comes from this. This was written by Marty Angel, M.A., and her website is Angel Heal Finc. Angel Health Incorporated. Very nice. Awakening to the Cosmos continued. One particular time the mystic told me to first work on the energy in my skull. As I did this, I felt the energy moving on one side and then on the other. I felt it spiraling in various directions on either side. I felt movement to bring the two sides together just like they were being sewn up from the back. I then felt both sides together. Spiraling energy flowed through both sides at the same time. I have had 2 dents in my skull from what I believe to be forceps from the doctor when I was being delivered. They are gone. I was born with a small lump on my nose, which is normal, and I kind of liked it. My nose has been broken twice, and the lump was gone. After that session, the lump returned. I only tell you these things because they are physical proof to me that I stepped over a threshold. I made it a step in amazing forward direction. This mystic then told me to work on the energy coming up through my body and outward through my skull. As the energy was moving, I felt blockages along the way, but as long as I kept breathing and pushing upward through with my breathing, the blocks were removed. When I got to my heart, however, it was a different story. My heart was covered by something so heavy that I had no hope of doing it alone. I called out for help and it lifted. My heart felt better, but not completely healed. To understand how I was feeling, the thought of Jesus talking about a millstone around your neck came to mind, but this time I felt as though it had crushed my heart. When the session was over, I knew I had made more strides than ever before. I felt balanced. My head was ringing on both sides at the same time. I felt open. My whole body felt free, but for a small twinge in my heart. I figured this had to do with my old heart attack and the pains I had often. I told him about this and asked him to read my energy if he would. He wouldn't. He tested me instead. First, though, he took the pain from my heart away. It has been gone since. His test was, well, you feel balanced and open. What do you do now? I went into a session. This was one like I had never experienced before and may never experience again. First, I saw the mystic. I think he was surprised to see me. I began laughing and apologizing at the same time. I simply couldn't stop laughing because I was so happy. I apologized because I kind of knew I was too close to his personal space. I told him if that was the case, he needed to tell me since I had never been here before and he was the one who helped me get here. Then I went past him and upwards. Then I found myself on top of what would look like as an energy fountain, and I was inside the very pinnacle. I went through the hole at the very top and came out of the fountain and was open and free in the open cosmos. The stars, the galaxies, the entire universe, it seemed. Before me I saw a man's form. It seemed like a male representation of the cosmos, and I became a female representation. We embraced and kissed. I felt our bodies merge together as one. Then I moved to a golden infinite sea. I lay on top of the sea in one place as it rushed past me. I felt all the energy in that sea flow through every part of my body as it came up through my feet and traveled up throughout my body. I was filled with complete and total ecstasy. You might think I came out of this experience thinking this was the most amazing thing that could have ever happened to me, and that this was what a Buddha might feel, or something at the very least. I might be able to become a guru, right? That's not what I came away with, however. I came away with the distinct feeling that I had made it almost to the top of the mountain, and I had but one more ridge left, and Jesus was over the last ridge. God had allowed me to get to the top of the other paths, but I have already met Jesus. I knew he was more for me than all of that. All of it. I bet you won't believe it. That's where faith comes in. Cosmic consciousness. Meeting consciousness is ecstasy. Somehow my experience was lacking. Not the experience itself. That was pure ecstasy. The feelings after. I'm feeling rushed. I realized why. It is time. Now. We will all have a relationship with God. Now. The mountain. We are here for a reason. No. We are for a reason. Adam and Eve chose this path for us. They ate from the one tree that God told them not to eat from. The penalty? Climb that mountain blindfolded. If you fall or jump off the mountain, you get to start over to reach the top of a mountain. Everyone has their own mountain to climb. There are many paths up the mountain. They all go up their individual ways, this way and that, the Tao, the Yin-Yang. The mountain continued. Hinduism, Jainism, Buddhism, and Sikhism, just in India alone. Then you have uniquely American ones like Scientology, Book of Miracles, Mormonism, Jehovah's Witnesses, and Pentecostals, to name a few. We have worldwide cults. All of these are climbing a mountain. That mountain is you, only you. You cannot turn around and say you have it until you reach the top and have it. What is it? It is the pearl. The pearl made it to the top of the mountain with a dragon. The dragon usually has a monkey on his back. Not one of these things make it to the top. Not one of these things has the pearl, but one does, and even says so in writing, the Bible. Archetypes. We live our lives, living our days with archetypes. When you find yourself seeing the same kind of person coming in and out of your life, that is one of your archetypes. They are there with you in a mutual learning lesson. The Bible is full of archetypes. What is a theophany? What is a Christophany? A theophany is a manifestation of God in the Bible that is tangible to the human senses. In its most restrictive sense, it is a visible appearance of God in the Old Testament period, often, but not always, in human form. I've included this because not many people realize that God and Jesus show up all throughout the Bible. Jesus said we would move mountains. The mountain is ourselves. We must move ourselves to get to the top. No one else can do it for you. This is your task on earth. Move yourself up your mountain. Easy, right? Right? E-ticket. Jesus is the e-ticket, the short line, the path to the top with no waiting. The other paths are distractions. Fun, nice, trappings, haunted houses. Winding, they take a long time. Jesus' path goes straight to the top. He gives you the pearl. You give it to Peter at the gates. It's the key. My awakening consciousness. Awakening is being above your subconscious. Your subconscious is working automatically and for your purposes, is asleep. In awakening states, you rise above it. In dreaming and out of body, you rise out of it. We quickly return. As I sit writing awakened and vibrating with ideas, I wonder, how long will these epiphanies last? Am I doomed once again to have the veil of sleep cover my eyes? I write feverishly so that nothing is lost. Subconsciousness. Our subconscious is our dragon, our strength, our fortitude, our ability to stand in the face of adversity. Do we move or do we stand and move? What do we do? We are ruled by ourselves. Who are you? How do you rule yourself? The kingdom is you. The kingdom is within you. Jesus. Disneyland and Jesus. I've been to Disney World and Disneyland more than a few times each. They are fun with the lines. If you have never been to Disneyland, you've never experienced line efficiency quite like Disney has accomplished it. You will wait in them for 3 to 4 hours for a 5-minute ride, but boy are they efficient. One year we brought my mother, who was very handicapped, and she had to be pushed around in a wheelchair. We didn't realize what this wheelchair gave us. It gave us a free pass straight to the front of the line, and we went straight on the ride. Imagine our delight at missing 4-hour waiting time. Another year we went, and we were sure to take my mother. She was our straight to the front pass. We had the wheelchair, we could go to the front. Now, other patrons had figured this out though, and they wanted to get on the free pass to the front. So they faked injuries to get a wheelchair. One time they actually ran out of wheelchairs. Disney figured this out and made everyone in a wheelchair go to a separate line, but they had to wait the same amount of time as everyone else. Well, anyway, back to these lines and why everyone wanted to try and circumvent them. They moved, endlessly it seemed, back and forth, sometimes in the sun, sometimes in the shade. Sometimes you could see something interesting, sometimes not. Sometimes it was raining. Kids were always impatient and crying, or they were playing, or they were asleep. Parents always looked tired. Then eventually they get on the ride only to find another one with an equally long line. Disneyland and Jesus. What if a man came up to you and said, "If you follow me, I have a way to the front of the line and you can get straight in. No extra payment is necessary. No wheelchair is necessary, but you can have one. You don't have to be special. Just follow me." Not only will you get to go on the ride, but you will meet Mr. Disney himself afterward in his studio. Pretend he's still alive in this analogy. Would you skip the 4-hour line? Disneyland's lines are representative of those many, many paths up the mountain, and the man who comes to bring you to the front of the line is Jesus. His gift is free, and he goes higher still. The end.